Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Is everybody doing all right this morning? I'm doing okay. Little bit of a rough start, actually. One second. Need to grab my coffee for this morning. All right. So let me give you a rundown where I'm at, right? So I started a little bit late today. And to be honest, I don't have the game plan that I typically have coming into this. There's a lot going on. So yesterday, we were getting new internet here in the house, and that was an absolute disaster. We couldn't get anything to connect. And then the guy went out to his car and absolutely just basically drove off before he made sure everything was connected. So then I had to call Comcast back, get them on the phones, help them get me to able to link everything up and reset it. Not to mention that guy that installed the internet, he basically was too lazy. So instead of drilling a secondary hole and running his own cables to connect everything up, he actually cut the wires to our old internet system and our telephone line and our TV line. So our phones wouldn't work and our TV wouldn't work. The only thing that actually worked was our Wi-Fi after I got it to work. So this morning we have another gentleman out here trying to fix up the Wi-Fi. So he had to take off the internet. So now I'm running off my hotspot. My niece missed the bus to school. So then I just got back from having to drive her to school. So everything's just out of place this morning, and I apologize. But other than that, we're going to get into it as best as we can this morning. There's a lot going on. Exactly, dude. This guy was an absolute idiot, and I was so frustrated. So I called him back and basically told him, like, yo, we are not paying for that installation fee. None of that is being charged. And I had to go back and forth with him about that. So it's been absolutely just nuts. It's been crazy. There's just like, obviously all this just has to happen right before I'm trying to get everything ready for the course. It's too much going on. My mind's going crazy. So yeah, dude, it was just nuts. So this dude literally cut the lines to our TV, our phone, and our old internet wire rather than just rerouting it, and basically screwed everything up. So professional installer my ass. All right, guys. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we're just gonna we're kind of gonna have to fly off the top here a little bit because I didn't have time to actually execute a game plan this morning since all that was going on, right? All right, so now we're looking at my screen. All right, so just another average day, right? So what we're gonna do, so since the game plan wasn't really there, I'm gonna go down the list of all my pre-market gappers so far, and let's see if we can't find something worth our time. All right, and actually I have to change this over real quick, get it to my trading screen. All right, cool. So let's take a look at MARK. MARK. All right, so this one's gapping up. It looks pretty strong so far. It has 167,000 shares of volume pre-market so far. So far today, MARK has 176 shares of volume, and it has a 22 million share float. What's going on, everybody? I love to see you in here. Happy to have you. All right, guys. So let's do this as best as we can. Right, that's the idea. So we got Mark. It looks pretty strong. Let's take a quick glance over here at the daily chart, and as you can see, it's just been on a steady downward path since it hit the $4.80 area. One second. Oop, there we go. So this is the highest it's reached in, I think that's 52 weeks. Oop. Highest it reached in 52 weeks. Yes. So MARK, highest it's reached in 52 weeks. Pre-market, we're coming back up to retest that level. Pretty close here. We are at 405. Question is, do we have any news? There is Remark Holdings, argument of reality chosen to be. Okay, so there is some news this morning, and it sounds like something about oil. I really am not going to go through and read it. So there is some news there, and I wonder if that's the reason for driving the price up. So as of right now, MARK has a nice chart pattern. There is good volume. It's a relatively low float with 22 million. So this is we're going to keep on watch right now. It has put in a higher low, so now we do have a trend like this, right? It's a pretty steep trend right now. We're just going to watch it. Of course, we still have, you know, 40-ish minutes, 37 minutes till the market actually opens. So MARK, I believe, will be a strong watch today as far as pre-market goes. Okay. Yeah, so if you were to look, let's maybe hop onto a 5-minute chart, right? So this is kind of, yeah, this is a bull flag right here, right? So we got this going like that, this going like that, and then, like, you know, this would technically be the pull, right? So that's when we say like a bull flag. You know, if you're thinking of a pull and a flag, you can't see the pull right here. So like that would be a flag breakout, right? So if you were to play this particular bull flag for the breakout, you would be up about 50 cents a share right now, close to, right? So we're going to go ahead and watch it, see how it performs. Definitely keep MARK on watch for today for potential, you know, runners as soon as the market opens. I mean, look at this thing. It's just popping off, right? That's what we kind of like to see. But we don't want it to go too much because we still want to be able to have a chance to get in today. All right, now let's take a look at let's take a look here. Let's keep going on the list. ITEK. So ITEK doesn't look super strong right now. It kind of broke its trend. Not too stoked about that one. SONS is another one down the list. Really light volume. It only has 3,500 shares of volume this morning. Chris, you can't see the float looking just at the chart. You'd either have to go to FinViz. So you can check out finviz.com for floats. AKER. Now, this is one that just kind of popped off yesterday. And actually, you know, that's the thing. Some of these scanners are going to be in this course coming out Sunday. Right? The cool thing is, you know, well, I don't want to say the cool thing, but the nice thing is a lot of the scanners I have developed help us and notify us just right before this move. I'm working on them even further to get us as soon, get us an alert and a notification as soon as we can before this move. But AKR was alerted on my scanners at 9:38. So it would have alerted us on this candle right here. The specific time the alert came through was 9:38:14. So just at the beginning of this first green candle is when the alert would have noted us. So then we would have had the potential to take a quick entry and a quick decision whether or not to take this entry for potential 60–70% gain. So that is some of the scanners you guys will have access to in you know, the course that I'm launching. Now today, I will do a lunch break recap and actually share my screen to some of the scanners you guys will have access to, right? Okay. Moving onwards, NLNK. Or actually, let me go back to AKER. So, you know, here's the thing. We don't know. This was a big one yesterday. It has a very low float of about 9 million. Its up gap is 9% today. So we'll see. You know, I don't know if it's going to perform very well. There's not much to see here, but, you know, I guess it might be worth keeping on watch. NLNK, though, is running up from when I looked at it last. So right now it's trying to put in a higher low, but there is no confirmation of that right now. So you can't draw a trend line there. The only thing we really have mapped out is a potential pre-market high. Now, if we look at the daily on this one popped up to a high of 20 bucks basically and just sold right down. So we're in this low point area and we're right at about 12 something, right? What are we at? We are at about 12.13. So right now the stock is just above its support level of the 200 EMA. So that's a good sign. There could be potential there for even a swing trade, honestly, but I'm not going to go into that too far. So NLNK, worth keeping on watch. KTOV, let's take a look at that. Oh, actually, what's the one I wanted to take a look at? INFI. Now, this is the one I played yesterday, and this is one we had on watch. breakout of the pre-market high yesterday, and look how well that executed, right? We had a breakout of the pre-market high. This is exactly what I played. Entry was about a little over 255. I think I got filled about 258. Popped up. I sold a little early around 275, and then later went right up to 3. So I sold a little early on that. But that's okay. You take profits, right? And honestly, when I look back in hindsight, it's like, honestly, the level 2 wasn't showing signs of slowing down, and really I scaled out a little quick. Could have been a little bit, done a little bit better on the trade, but that was okay. And then I also popped in for a quick scalp in here for about 10 cents. But either way, so that was cool. But regardless of that, there was a phenomenal pattern there's a really great pattern here on INFI yesterday. Let me pop it on the 5-minute chart and you will see what I'm talking about. We had a pretty picture perfect ABCD pattern, and I'm going to label it out for you right now. I'm actually going to do a video on the ABCD pattern later today because it is a very predictable and very reliable pattern. So we have our A, right? This is A. This is B. This is C. And then right in here is D, right? So if you guys can see that, you may not because the text might be so small, but really the ABCD pattern works as your first high of day, you're really, your high of day, then we set our real first low of day, then we make a new high that's higher than, that's a little bit lower than the first high, then we have D, which is higher than B, and that's our entry point in which you could have then rode this up, right? ABCD pattern is a pretty reliable pattern, which I will definitely go over a little bit later today. So it's possible, if we look at this, it looks a little bit weak right now. I think that it might have a pop today, but the only issue with this is if we look at our daily chart, you'll see that INFI is right smack dab at 52-week high resistance. So, and it had a major move yesterday, so you can see how extended it is from the 9 moving average. So honestly, I'd probably stay away from it, but you can keep it on watch, right? No, Julio, if you were to buy 100 shares, like for example, if you were to buy, let me just pop on this, right? If you were to buy 100 shares, so anybody, this is going to be something about the PDT rule. Julio, if you were to buy 100 shares today of INFI, and then you sold 99 shares, that would count as one trade, one day trade, and then you would still have 1 share of that stock left in your portfolio. And, if you went and sold that same share this day, you would then have done 2 day trades. So that will not help you avoid the day trading rule. All right. So maybe I'll do a video on that too, because I don't think I have. But I'll show you kind of what I did when I first started out with pattern day trading. And that's the thing is it really is a pain, but it is kind of helpful because you don't over trade and you're a little bit more patient with your trades, or at least you're supposed to be. All right. So good question there, Constantine. Honestly, INFI might be good for a short today. It really might, you're going to have to wait and watch it. Right now, it's very weak, right? So we haven't really had, hold on one second. Let me get off my drawing or onto a different drawing tool. So based on the way the chart is performing, if it doesn't break above this line, it's probably going to go down. So essentially, if it doesn't break back above 350, it's probably going to dump out a little bit. And I would imagine your first sign of support probably going to be in this $3 area, just because $3 is a mental resistance. And if you look back here on yesterday's chart, it kind of held some support right in that 3 area. So there's a strong possibility that we could see this dump to 3, and then if it breaks 3, it could really drop. So it definitely could be a potential watch for a short. Yeah, Eric, dude, INFI was definitely a good play yesterday, for sure. Definitely a good play. Actually, I shorted INFI. I actually got in for the pre-market breakout, and then I waited for it to. What did I do? Actually, hold on. I got in. Yeah, this is what happened. So yeah, this is actually what happened. I got in for the pre-market high breakout. I seen it tap 3 twice, and then I hopped in on this candle, the second red candle right here, shorted it down to about right here, and then I covered because I seen some buying was come back in. But so it was a quick short. I don't recommend doing that like I did it. It can be a little sketchy, so I really don't recommend doing what I did there. This would actually be a better short for you guys if you were to short something where we put in our new high, right? And then we pull back some, and then we fail to make a newer high. So now we know that the stock is downtrending. And this would actually be a better short right here, somewhere in this area. But again, so far, what do we even have on watch? MARK, let's go back, take a look here. So this is actually setting up. It looks like this might be setting up pretty nicely. All right. So we put in our first low. Right now we're consolidating sideways. We really want to see this. If this thing can consolidate sideways right on the $4 mark, maybe grind a little higher, we could definitely have a nice potential entry today on MARK for a quick morning pop, but just keep it on watch. Don't always take my word for it. All right. It looks like, oh, HMNY. Let's take a look over there. So, I mean, I'm not amazing. I'm not like some Houdini or anything, or like, or a fortune teller. But I mean, it was quite obvious what was going to happen with HMNY. All right. Did I not say that it was overextended? I mean, a lot of people knew it. If you're just starting out, it may have been harder for you to spot or harder for you to recognize. Okay, and that's okay. You will get to understanding these charts better and being able to recognize the patterns a little bit more, or a little easier as time goes on. But remember, as I said, price was very extended all the way up here. We had a doji. Chances are when this sells off, we're going to come right back down to the 9 moving average on the blue one. Look what happened yesterday. We sold all the way down from $30 to $20. So $10 short position potentially. My internet was down the whole day. That was awesome. But as you can see, it came right back down to the blue line. So that's a pretty predictable move. So, as you get into short selling a little bit more, this is how we do it. We really wait. Not all the time. There's different strategies, but we really wait for the stocks to get very overextended. And we can easily predict that it's time for them to come down. And then our first target a lot of times can be the 9 moving average. And this was just a beautiful play. Let me take a look, FSNN, see what's going on here. Oh, yeah, actually, looking at this daily chart, it's not bad. It really isn't. It's right on support. But, it's still a little bit it's kind of close to breakout level a little bit. Let me take a look at the 1-minute chart. Ooh, never mind. There's really no volume here. I wouldn't really mess with it. Scratch that. I wouldn't. I mean, then again, I don't play things without high volume. So, yeah, so I got a lot in the works. It's just, there's so much going on right now. It's just tough to get to everything. But, as time goes on, it'll slowly all develop and get there. Let's look at ITEK. Seems like that one's popping up a little bit. So, yeah, it looks weak, but it is holding up a pretty strong support in here. I don't know how I feel about it just yet. So we can keep that one on watch. Let me go down this list here. I'm going to go very fast down this list. So just bear with me until I see something I like. Okay, so I'm going to go very fast down this list real quick. And I'm just going to take very quick looks at what I'm looking at in 1 second. So NLNK. NLNK still has maybe some potential. AKER, don't know how I feel about that one. NTE. I'm not too happy about that one. CPS. Yeah, this one's over, coming close to a 52-week high. Don't know how I feel about that one. Did I know you checked TV in here? Let's see. ONCE, MT. I know I'm going very fast right now, but what is this? So MT has got a 5.6 gap up. The gap is $4.80. That's a pretty high gap, right? For a stock this large, that's a pretty high gap. This could be a potential short. It's failed to put in a higher high. It's looking pretty weak right now. This could be a potential short out of the gates, maybe even below 28.50. So for those that want to short, maybe keep an eye on MT. KTOV, I don't think I actually looked at KTOV. I apologize. Yeah, you know, it's hard to say. The chart's not giving me a lot to go off of, so I don't really know how I feel about that one. Let's see. What's this? Let's see. HIIQ. Yeah, this one got beat up recently. Yeah, this one got beat up. Not sure how I feel about that one. You know what? Let me check something else real quick. I just want to pop it here. MGEN. What is MGEN? That's not right, Connor. Jeez. Yeah, that doesn't look too juicy either. So honestly, right now, let's see, CARG. No, CARG, that looks like it was a recent IPO, maybe yesterday then? Yeah, looks like it was an IPO yesterday. Doesn't look very strong right now. I wouldn't, you know, mess with that too much. 1 second here, I gotta do some things. HTGM. Yeah, it's again, this is another one with a lot of low volume, so I don't, you know, I'm not too impressed. Yeah, I just looking at what we have so far, the only one that looks pretty good to me is MARK. This is really one that looks pretty good to me. Although it is a 38% gap right now, so we could see some profit taking as the day progresses. So it might be something to think about. Glue. Yeah, again, these are it's just another, that one had a good day yesterday. It's pretty extended right now, so I would be very cautious on that one. So go back and look at here. And again, you know, this is the reason why we have some of these scanners built, so that we can find stocks that just pop up out of nowhere, right? And that's kind of the thing here. Let me scroll down my list, see if there's anything in here that I might be missing that could be good. Ooh, wow. Yeah, what's going on there? This could be interesting, guys. This one could be very interesting. Gap down, Jill had. This is a huge gap down. So you guys could keep JILL on watch for the following days here. We could see maybe a turnaround here. So I do believe HMNY is going to come down more. I'm just a little nervous on shorting it right now. The only way I think I would short HMNY at this point, it's already below 20. So, right, the only way, excuse me. Yeah, it's a little sketch right now. It's probably going to come down some more. I might look for, it could be a potential short back below $17. Below $17 might be a possibility. As you can see, it kind of held up at $17.35. Or sorry, back below 18 might be a potential short. So you can keep it on watch, right? We'll just have to wait and see. So CLSN. So I apologize for maybe being all over the place. It just today was a kind of a weird start. CLSN looks pretty weak, right? So honestly, if you guys want my opinion, really what I'm going to be watching today is MARK selling off. That's not good. We don't want to see that. That's really not what we want to see there. Ooh, something else just popped up. Let's see what we have. ECRX. I'm trying to get to them all. I'm really just looking for those ones that look good pre-market. Yeah, this one doesn't look super appealing. I don't. I promise you. So let's see. Yeah, so honestly, guys, if you really want my opinion, it's looking pretty rough. We have a pretty rough start to the morning. All the gappers don't seem to really be doing a whole lot. So I would say this is the only one I'm considering watching. It's possible this could bounce back a little bit and give us something. Again, pretty late start to the morning here with all that was going on, so didn't have a ton to get at. Let's see. So that's kind of where I'm at. It was a late start to the morning. Of course, we'll always have some more to go over, and we'll go from there, right? So again, late start to the morning. I apologize for not having, you know, the regular go-to that I usually have with some continuation plays. But, you know, yeah, Bitcoin's pretty hot again. You know what? Keeping an eye on BTSC would probably be a good idea as well. So with that being said, right, it's 9:14, 15 minutes till the market opens. So, you know, whatever you're planning on playing today, just make sure you have a plan going in. Make sure you either have mental stop losses in place, you have an idea as far as where you think your target prices are going to be, so you can put your stop loss accordingly, right? You don't want to get caught, you know, without a stop loss in place, because then you can really get crushed. I do mine mentally. Sometimes I enter them manually. So that's really all it comes down to, right? So yeah, payment method is pretty secure. So again, until the site launches, and here's the thing, the site that I'm partnering with, they're the ones that handle all the payments and all the transactions. So none of it actually goes directly through me, and I don't actually touch any of it. So it all goes through the site. Now, Wolf of Wall Street gang out. All right, brother, take care. So all the payment methods for the course, it's pretty secure. I think there is an option to go through PayPal, and as you know, PayPal is pretty secure. So again, all the payment options will go through PayPal, I believe, or I think you're even possible to link up debit or credit card. But the company that I'm working with and doing so, they're the ones that handle all the actual payments and the transactions as far as that goes. So as far as I know, everything should be very secure. If you know, you guys ever have to cancel, or if there's a refund that may be having to take place, that will all go through the company I'm working with. So you guys will know more, because Sunday we will launch and we'll go everything. Right now, I'm just trying to get all the courses in place and kind of get a game plan to kind of direct people on how the course is going to be operated. All right, guys. So, so let's see. All right, brothers. All right, guys. Everybody take care. I'm going to hop off right now, and I'll keep you guys all posted on the course and everything. And stay tuned.